here in the studios of 96.1 FM. I'm David Barnes, photo man for you too, and we are getting ready to talk to our guest for this evening, our co-host actually for this evening, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm going to say good evening, Dr. Umar. How are you doing today?
Good evening, sir. All is well.
Yes, sir. Let's go. I'm glad you were able to join us tonight. So what's going on in Dr. Umar's world at this time?
Well, today was a bit melancholy because someone had broken into the Frederick Douglass building on the FDMG campus down in Delaware, and they attempted to burn the building down.
What?
Yes, sir. Thank God someone saw the smoke and the fire company came, and they were able to put the blaze out miraculously in enough time where it only managed to destroy 2 classrooms. The Douglass building is a large high school, 1 floor, but it's large. We have about 16 classrooms. We have a very large modern gymnasium. We have a lunchroom. There's a lot of space in there. And the fact that they were able to contain it to just 2 classrooms tell me that there was some divine intervention at play there.
That's very interesting. Did you have security cameras?
We have a few, but now we're about to take it up a notch, and I'm also going to put full-time human security as well, because as you know, with the electronic security, there's still always a way to circumvent it.
We're hacking.
Yeah, so we're going to have, beginning tomorrow, there's going to be full-time men who are going to patrol the campus. They won't always be visible, though, because we want to try to catch who's ever doing it. So they're going to be in the cut trying to find out who these rascals are. But since we purchased the school February of last year, 2019, Baba David, we have had so many brushes with negativity. We've had people spray paint defamatory comments about me on the walls of the school. Someone drove a brand new Mercedes-Benz SUV into the small gym and set it on fire, and it destroyed the fence to the playground, and it destroyed the rear light to the small gymnasium, because we have 2 schools and 2 gyms. Also, someone has been going around busting the glass out of the windows. Someone has been snatching the trees out of the ground in front of the school. I mean, we have literally been going through it. And the reason why I believe a lot of it is personal is because the school was vacant for 4 years.
Nobody touched it.
And nobody touched it. Nobody touched it for 4 years. And now all of a sudden, issue after issue, with the latest issue being the attempted arson.
Yeah, Dr. Omar, how are you doing today?
Peace and love, brother.
This is Patrick. So, did you hear about what Deshaun Jackson posted, right?
Yes.
He did not say he posted it.
Okay.
And then,
is that relevant to the school?
No, because I heard something about somebody, a radio station, WYP.
Okay.
Actually, we're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson.
What?
In regards to what Deshaun Jackson posted.
What he said to
yes, and I heard it. I forgot the person who said it. I forgot his name.
Well, what happened was Deshaun Jackson of the Philadelphia Eagles. I put a post up in response to the attacks that were being made against him.
Okay.
And I compared the attack and the backlash that Deshaun Jackson is getting to the attack and the backlash that the white wide receiver of the Philadelphia Eagles did not get several years ago.
Who's that, Bradley Cooper?
On camera,
yes.
Cooper using the N-word. So how can Deshaun be at risk of having his career terminated when Wiley Cooper did not repost what someone else said, but said what he felt himself about black people and did not lose his job? I'm not even sure if he was suspended. So how can Deshaun Jackson be subject to special treatment when Wally Cooper was not. But the other part of that is the fact that Deshaun Jackson liked my tweet. Mm-hmm. He liked it. And then that's when many of the Eagles fans went off saying, why is Deshaun Jackson liking a Dr. Umar Johnson tweet? And it went on from there.
Well, you know what I say? Show me the lie.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Show me the lie.
I had it, and I was like, "Oh, you're not talking about my friend, right? You're not talking about my friend." And I had it. And I was like, "Oh my God!" And they said, "Oh, he didn't even have any doctorate degree." I was like, "Oh, you are kidding me?" I said, "You kidding me? You are attacking somebody who I know very well."
But that's what happens when the people start that propaganda machine. It's hard to turn it off. But back to the school. Now, nobody messed with the school while it was vacant. The person that ran into it with the Mercedes, were they able to catch up with the owner? What was the reasoning behind the owner?
It's still a mystery.
What?
It's still a mystery. And the irony of the Mercedes that was ran into the small gym, Elder David, is the fact that it was ran into the gym the very same day that I started a brand new crowdfunding online platform to try to raise money for the school. And so when I announced it a few hours later, that's when I got the call that somebody just drove a car into the side of your gym.
Wow, they're just trying to keep discouraging. They try to discourage you from your mission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we've had a couple of Negroes go down to the school and do some very defamatory videos about the school, talking about how it's not open. There's trash on the ground. He needs somebody to clean it up. And, I've had to deal with that, too. A lot of slander, a lot of negative YouTube videos. It's just been a constant campaign. I've ignored it up until now because it has largely been, verbal sabotage. Mm-hmm. But with this arson, the fireman told me, he said someone broke into your school to start the fire. And they set it in the middle of the school. So they intended it to spread like wildfire. And so, again, I'm just thankful. But now we understand. We got the security on it. The fire company on it. The police are on it. It's under investigation to find out who tried to do that. We're going to get some more cameras up there. But most importantly is the human security. We're going to start having the human physical security so they can see that there's people actually around there paying attention to what's going on. And it's hurtful because we're building a school for our children.
Yes.
What is wrong with you people?
Well, they don't care.
Our babies.
They don't care about our children as much as they don't care about us.
Yes. And it's just sad because I believe this is our people. I do understand, don't believe this was an outsider. I believe this was our people because of the jealousy and the hatred and the animosity that's out there. I say it all the time. I'm simultaneously the most loved and the most hated scholar at the
Wow, or both is.
Literally.
Wow.
Absolutely. And, we really needed all the funds we got now to get the Marcus Garvey building up and running. So on a good note, so that's the bad news. They tried to burn us down. And we got to get that fire. We got to get the fire damage fixed and the fire water fixed. So we got to spend money we didn't even have to spend, so that's what's hurting. But the good news is across the street at the Marcus Garvey building, the architect is finalizing the blueprint. So now we will be able to go to the contractors and take the bids and see what it's going to cost to get the Garvey building, which is the smaller of the two, up and running because our agenda, our plan is to get the small school up and running, show people what we're going to do, and then, engender more support and then raise enough money to restore the big building. That's the plan. So it looks like, God willing, if all goes well, and if the brothers and sisters who have been donating continue to donate, we should have the Garvey building up and running by the end of the year. But while we do that, we also have to keep a strong, secure eye on the Douglas building, which is the larger and more grandiose of the two, to make sure we have another school to move into once the smaller school gets filled up with students.
When you estimate opening up and you say October, November, by the end of the year, but what are your plans on
operable?
Okay,
So,
right. So now with the arson, that may have set you back a little bit.
Yes, because we have to divert funds from the Garvey building to make sure the Douglas building isn't being sabotaged anymore.
Yeah.
So that is a problem now, because we have to get the fire. L&I that sent me the letter. You got to get that fire damage fixed up. You got to get all that water damage. And the fire department, and I respect them for what they did, but they didn't help us by spraying all them extra rooms that didn't have nothing wrong with them. I mean, they soaked us out, brother. I'm like, yo, you only had this room. Y'all soaked the whole hallway.
Wasn't even nothing wrong with that room.
And I'm not complaining about them because they saved the day.
They saved the whole building.
Yeah, they saved the day. So, but we got to get all that water pumped out and get the fire damage out. So, yes, it is going to hurt us a little bit because they're already too tight. Now, folks have been asking me, what is it going to cost to get the Garvey building done? I can't answer that until I get the estimates from the new contractors. Now, I do have the estimates from independent folks who have come out to give me their quotes for how much they think things will cost, and it looks like we're going to be somewhere around $400,000, give or take a couple of $10,000. So we could be, instead of $400,000, we could be at 380, 375, or we could be the other way, 440, 460, closer to 5. It will be less than 5. It will be more than 2. I'm hoping it doesn't go much more beyond that 3 to 4 range.
Yes.
But even with that, we don't have enough money to cover it. And that's why we're asking people to still continue to donate. We have about half of the 4. We don't have the whole 4.
So now where can people donate?
They can donate on the Cash App at $FDMG School. Again, on the Cash App, $FDMG School. They can also mail in the donation to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. I repeat, 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809, and it is tax deductible. We did get our tax exempt status from the government, so you can write off your donations. I'm really hoping we get some black businesses to step up. I haven't had any black businesses step up and say, listen, we only do about $200,000 in business a year, but we can write about $20,000 worth of taxes off, so we're going to give you that $20,000. I haven't had a single black business or celebrity step up with any respectable donation, but I am happy to report that the largest single donation I got, I believe it's the largest single donation I got. I hope I'm not missing any donations I may have gotten over these 6 years, because we have gotten a lot of them, but I got a $5,000 donation from an elder last week, Queen Mother Tamara from Brooklyn, and I just want to give Queen Mother Tamara from Brooklyn a shout-out for that $5,000 check. We need more of those coming in. We appreciate the 20s and the 50s and the 100s. Do not stop. We need them. We bought the school with them, but although it took us 5 years to get to school, I don't want it to take us 5 years to get the school up and running. We got to move quicker than that.
Maybe you can find some. Maybe you can find some businesses that may want to buy a room. This is the so and so room. This is the so and so room.
Yeah. Once I'm hoping to hold that off until we're up and running, only because once we got the certificate of occupancy, people are going to love to give money to decorate. They're going to love to put their name on the back of a chair on under the desk. That's the easy part, the decorations. But when it comes to funding the actual hard labor and the electric and the HVAC, folks are not as excited about that part. But they're going to be very excited when it comes time to decorate. So I don't think we're going to have any issues furnishing the school. I think we're going to be excellent with the furnishing. The issue, though, is getting the school up to code so we can start furnishing it. So we need brothers and sisters to donate, and please don't donate once. I get a lot of folks who say something like, yeah, I donated before. Excuse me? You gave me $20 back in 2015?
Yeah, that's last forever. Right?
And what bothers me, Baba David, is look at what we give to Nike and Air Jordan. Look at what we give to Louis and Gucci and Mercedes and the Korean hair kit, the weave and perm and Timberlands and
continuously.
That's what hurts me, because I'm like, y'all, you are literally putting other people's children through college, literally. But you ain't committed enough to put your own kids through a grade school, and that's what bothers me. Our priorities are so jacked up. You know, you get people say, "Why don't he hurry up and open that school?" What do you mean? Why don't he? I thought it was
why don't we? Yeah.
Don't put, and that's why, going back to what the other brother said about leadership, although I understand people cast me in that light, I don't go around calling myself a leader. I never do. I say organizer. You know why? Because two things black people love to do is scapegoat their whole problem onto one person and take no responsibility for it. They love to do that. They love to say he's the leader and he didn't fix it, while they do nothing about it at all. And the other reason why I don't like to use the word leader is because we have been conditioned and trained by white folk to destroy anyone we put up in front of us as the leader. The first thing black people do when they find out you're the leader of anything, economics, education, military, schools, they look to destroy you. They must find something wrong with you. Very few people have enough self-love where they don't have to try to find things wrong with the person who's doing the leading. We are the only race who needs our leaders to be perfect. Jews don't need their leaders to be perfect. Chinese don't need their leaders to be perfect. Latinos don't need their leaders to be perfect. Black people need their leaders to be perfect, and that's why we end up not having real ones.
I know the leader of the United States certainly is not perfect.
Exactly. Look at Thomas Jefferson, the father of American penicillin. But you don't see white folks throwing him under no bus. So, we want people to be perfect, and that's why a lot of our greatest minds, I'm talking true grassroots leaders. I'm not talking the Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson type, but I mean the Malcolm X, Garvey type. A lot of them don't want to step up because they like, the people are going to be too busy looking for faults that they won't be following. They got to find everything wrong with you first. And I think a lot of that, Brother David, grows out of our desire to not be held accountable for our behavior. So one of the best things we can do to avoid accountability is destroy the person trying to hold us accountable. So then some people will say, well, what about the church? They don't destroy the pastors because the pastors are not holding them accountable. You don't have to do anything except come, pray, and give some money. You're not held accountable for your behavior. Nobody's making you give money to an independent school. Nobody's making you build a bank. Nobody's making you use money to build a hospital. The church doesn't hold black people accountable, and that's why they accept those kinds of leaders.